And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Welcome to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan, coming to you from the National Weather Service in Alaska region on this Friday, May 9th, 2025. And here we have the headlines for the weather-related things going on across Alaska. The big weather event is the ongoing river breakup season on the Kuskokwim River. There's a flood advisory at Napakiak, and especially around the Browns Slough there in Bethel, higher water and some minor flooding being reported. Yukon River, the breakup front is stalled at 6 Mile Island downstream of Fort Yukon, and the Porcupine River and Koyukuk rivers, for that matter, still waiting on breakup, that ice to break up, and some higher flows may come down the Porcupine in about another week. We do anticipate a rather strong low-pressure system and fronts pushing up across the Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula along the southwest coast this weekend, and moisture from that system will spread eastward in the form of rain and gusty winds into south central and along the Gulf Coast later Sunday night, Monday, and into Tuesday of next week. But as far as what we have out there on this Friday afternoon, Napakiak there, minor flooding, 54 degrees, but you have mostly sunny skies, mild temperatures. Meanwhile, we go across the way into the Panhandle, Leah Point there, just northwest of Juneau, overcast and some light rain, only 46 degrees. And those of you in the Panhandle will see lingering showers into the day on Saturday, with some of the finest weather occurring across south central areas. We're going to start to see some high temperatures up near 60 degrees this weekend. Anchorage Bowl and the Mat-Su Valley. Also areas also seeing 60-degree temperatures have been up around Tanana and the Fairbanks area. But late last night, one of the forecasters up there at Fairbanks managed to snip this shot FAA camera out of Potato Point of the dim aurora. You can kind of see this faint auroral arc with some of the banded structures. This is about as late as you're going to see the aurora up here in Alaska, with the fact that we have the increasing daylight, decreasing nighttime, so that may be it for the season. No watches, warnings, or advisories as far as weather-related stuff. We do have some hydrologic advisories for the Kuskokwim, Yukon, Porcupine rivers, and I'll get into that more specifically here. So here's the latest update and summary from the River Forecast Center. The Kuskokwim River is mostly open, but there is an ice jam in place downstream of Bethel at the Johnson River, and this is currently causing some minor flooding at Napakiak and Bethel. And once this ice jam releases, water levels should drop fairly rapidly. The question is, though, how long will that ice jamming continue? And it could persist for some time into this weekend. So just be aware there in that area of the lower Yukon. Interior Alaska, the Yukon, there are two breakup fronts on the Yukon. The river is mostly open upstream of Fort Yukon, but this breakup front has stalled, leaving mostly in place ice between Fort Yukon and Tanana. We're going to have mild temperatures this weekend and minimal inflow from the tributaries because the ice will be in place for a while there. So the flood threat is generally low in that section of the Yukon. The Tanana is open. On the middle Yukon, ice ran for hours past Galena and Koyukuk on Thursday evening, May 8th. The Koyukuk and Porcupine rivers still have a lot of ice in place. And this ice is not expected to begin to break up, especially there on the Porcupine River, until for the next several days. So maybe in about another week, we'll start to see increasing flow rates coming down the Porcupine into the vicinity of Fort Yukon. But we have a lot of open water above Tanana on the Tanana River and most of the Kuskokwim, with the only trouble spot down there around and just below Bethel. So let's take a look at what we have, satellite imagery, and we are looking at the curl in the clouds. There's some low pressure here and the moisture. That's what's bringing the showers and areas of rain along much of the Panhandle, northern Gulf Coast. We have another weak low here in the North Pacific, another one back out here toward the lower Bering, and there's going to be yet another low come up from the North Pacific across the central Aleutians this weekend. And there's going to be a bit of a cold front brush the Arctic coast into northwest Canada also over the course of the weekend. So on the weather map, late tonight, early Saturday morning, we have the one weakening low and trough, just kind of keeping unstable conditions and showers going in through the Panhandle that'll continue into Saturday. This low down here fairly weak. This one is going to pull back to the north and west and weaken, waiting for another one down here to come about. And then there'll be a bit of a cold front or trough swing across the Beaufort Sea along the Beaufort Sea coast and northwest Canadian coast. Saturday's weather, we find lingering showers across a good portion of the Panhandle, northeastern Gulf Coast, Yakutat on over toward Cordova. And as we go further north in northwest Canada here, a scattering of either snow showers or mixed rain snow showers. And to the west, here's that low in the central Bering weakening. And then here comes the next one. And by Sunday, this is going to be a fairly strong low for this time of year, 983 low, so it's going to have some wind with it, and mainly rain as it lifts northward across the central eastern Aleutians. It's going to force this front up along the YK deltas, Bristol Bay, pushing up along the Alaska Peninsula as we go through Sunday into Sunday night. So expect rain pushing inland. Of course, higher elevations of the mountains, wet snow. You can see here along the Beaufort Sea coast, this trough, just some colder air that lingers with some areas of light snow possible. And then into Monday, we find that low sitting out here, 982 low, fairly deep for almost the middle of May, with a occluded front pushing into the southwest interior up into the Kenai Peninsula, Cook Inlet. So there'll be some rain along this, snow up in the Alaska Range and in the mid to higher elevations of the Chugach Mountains. And eventually that'll push some showers back into the Panhandle Monday night and Tuesday. And temperature-wise, coldest readings, North Slope, Arctic coast for Saturday morning, single digits to around 10 above. Otherwise, readings staying above freezing in many areas along anywhere the Gulf Coast into the Panhandle. Plenty of cloud cover there. But for areas of the interior and in and around the Alaska Range, you can see temperatures fall below freezing tonight. So if you got some early plants started, protect them. Saturday afternoon, though, mild, warm temperatures. Some 60-degree readings as you go up the Kuskokwim, middle upper Kuskokwim. Also could potentially be near 60 near Fairbanks, Talkeetna. Even Anchorage will be flirting with 60 degrees over this weekend. Back across the Panhandle, lingering light showers, temperatures upper 40s to lower 50s, so not as warm as it could be with a dose of sun. Coldest temperature Saturday, generally high upper teens to lower mid-20s along the North Slope and Arctic coast. Still teens in a few single digits, like 7 above forecast for Anaktuvuk Pass Sunday morning. Still could dip down to near freezing Talkeetna and in areas, some of the colder spots east side of Anchorage. So again, protect any early starts there in your garden. And then across sections of the Panhandle, still readings generally above freezing, upper 30s to near 40 degrees. And temperatures on Sunday afternoon, very similar. We're going to see a lot of readings, 50s and even some lower 60s becoming a little more common. So all as we go up here through the Kuskokwim River Valley, especially above Bethel and also the middle Yukon, we're looking at 50s to even some lower 60s. Temperatures around 50, or I should say 60, near 60 there, Fairbanks up to Tok and Northway. We're going to see some readings in through the Panhandle on Sunday afternoon with less of a chance of any showers. Should be a drier day. Highs 50s to maybe near 60 at Craig and Ketchikan. And as we look down, even down along this Kenai Peninsula, it could be up 55, 56 degrees at Homer. Coolest readings again along the North Slope and spine of the Brooks Range to along the Arctic coast. And here is the way temperatures are shaping up around and after mid-month. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook near normal across much of the mainland, maybe a little cooler than normal. Northeast corner of the mainland and parts of the Panhandle, slightly above normal along the west coast in through Bristol Bay down to the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians. Extended out a little further, May 17th through the 23rd, maybe a little warmer there in the YK deltas and eastern Aleutians, and just staying near to a little below normal, especially along the Alcan border. A little cooler temperatures continuing there and through the Panhandle. So fairly near normal temperatures expected across much of the central interior and south central mainland. And precipitation wise, this isn't going to really change much up through the next couple of weeks. Little above normal precipitation along and south of the Alaska Range and over the Panhandle, having a little higher percentage chance, near to a little below normal precipitation there, especially Brooks Range, North Slope along the Arctic coast. And then similarly, May 17th through the 23rd, we might see precipitation average a little more above normal either side of the Alaska Range, and maybe a little bit more so, slightly above normal across a better portion of the mainland and continuing down into the panhandle.